Good evening, Kalispera. We're at the Blind Dog Studio, and tonight we have two guests. And there is a very big project behind, and this project gonna be flying soon. So, next to me, Miss Ira Shetty and Mr. Mariusz Monczak. Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
So, this is a classic music project, and this is the same kind of reflection of the waves of Aphrodite. So, welcome to Cyprus.
Thank you very much.
Yes, welcome to Cyprus.
Thank you very much.
I'm the foreigner here, local. Yeah. So, Ira, may I ask you to introduce yourself first?
Yes. Can I speak in Greek, you mean?
Ελληνικά παρακαλώ.
Ελληνικά παρακαλώ. Okay. Με έχουν καλέσει για έναν πολύ σπουδαίο project εδώ, το οποίο ονομάζεται Waves of Aphrodite και έχουμε καλέσει τον σπουδαίο βιολινίστα Μαριούς Μόντσακ, ο οποίος θα συνοδεύσει τα τραγούδια με το βιολίν του. Σήμερα είναι και μια σπουδαία μέρα γιατί γιορτάζουμε τα 27 χρόνια από το θάνατο του Χατζηδάκη και θα έχουμε και έναν τραγούδι του Χατζηδάκη μέσα, το «Μην το ρωτάς στον ουρανό». Τι άλλο να πούμε. You want me to speak about me? No.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay, γεννήθηκα εδώ στη Λευκοσία και ξεκίνησα τις μουσικές μου σπουδές από τα 6 μου σε οδείο. Έχω πάρει δίπλωμα πιάνου, σολφές, αρμονίας και δίπλωμα in solo singing με distinction και πήρα το πρώτο βραβείο. Συνέχισα τις σπουδές μου, ήμουνα πολύ τυχερή γιατί στην Κύπρο είχε έρθει μια σπουδαία σοπράνο από την Ιουγκοσλαβία, η Όλγα Τζόκιτς, και με αυτήν κατάφερα να πάρω το Performance Diploma in Singing.
Νούμερο 1.
In Yugoslavia, maybe.
Ναι.
Maybe. Και κατάφερα να πάρω το δίπλωμα, το Performance in Singing από τον Guildhall School of Music and Drama. Έδωσα πάρα πολλά ρεσιτάλ σε πολλές χώρες και εδώ στην Κύπρο, στην Αγγλία, στην Ελλάδα, στη Γερμανία, στην Ιταλία, στην Αυστρία και στην Νότια Κορέα. Στη Βόρεια Κορέα, συγγνώμη, με το Kim Jong. Λοιπόν, είχα ρόλους μεγάλους σε δύο μεγάλες όπερες του Μότσαρτ, το Κοζί φαν τούτε σαν Ντοραπέλα και στους γάμους του Φίγαρο σαν Μαρτσελίνα. Επίσης πήρα μέρος στην όπερα του Χένσελ and Κρέτελ του Χάμπερντικ σαν μάγισσα και στην όπερα του Μενότι Amal and the Night Visitors σαν με το ρόλο της μητέρας. Αυτά. Πολλές συναυλίες. Εντάξει.
Κυρία μου, actually, when I heard your voice, and your studio is not so far from my one.
Yes.
I was so amazed. I asked Mr. Bolo, our composer, please.
I'm living opposite.
Almost
in
opposite.
the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And always I live, because of course of the COVID, I leave now the door open and everybody can hear recital every
your
day.
perfect, wonderful voice. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining the project. Really, your impact is so important and so nice.
Thank you very much.
Let's continue, and we switch to our violin star, the soloist, the man who played how many times the Carnegie Hall?
A few times.
A few times. Yeah. You're very polite, I know. So the superstar in violin, Mr. Mariusz Monczak. Please tell me how the idea came to your brain to make the project in Cyprus.
Well, first of all, Dima, thank you very much for inviting me and my wife Eva, and I'm very happy to meet also Ira
Me too.
and Bolek and this wonderful place which is Blind Dog, and Cyprus. You can actually, I'm here just a few hours, but you can say one can tell that the energy is here, the people are smiling, and so. The idea of this waves of Aphrodite, it's been in my head for some time. I think that the music, it's waves, yeah, the acoustic waves, the waves of the sea, the waves of even electromagnetical waves, the waves of love, and that's what also creation, the creative spirit of us, musicians or artists, need some kind of channeling, and then I think that in the place where with the myth of Aphrodite, when Aphrodite was born, she was born here in Cyprus. So it was, I think, fit. It was well fit to do this kind of project. The first leg of the project. The music that is inspired by love, or by it talks like directly about love, and I think that this could also grow to some project that will have not only, let's say, one shot, let's say one CD on one concert, but more or less something that will grow and also inspire people to create and to also enjoy music and enjoy life, and look also in the past, kind of be inspired by what happened in the past, but living in the present and be hopeful about the future. And I think that we are living in such a kind of strange times, sort of, also for musicians, very difficult times, for performing artists. But I think that let's say the whole world needs some kind of inspirational
and positivity,
and looking at the bright side of the things, and I think that's what artists are also for, to kind of to inspire people to some great things. And music has this power of transmitting energy, transmitting emotions, and there are, let's say, there are good emotions, and there are something that sometimes you can feel very happy, and sometimes you can feel very sad, but that's what makes us humans, and at the same time I feel that with my intuition that it's a good time to have this kind of projects in the places where in the mythology were very important, and with the Cyprus, with such a incredible history, going back thousands and thousands of years, as one of the important kind of spots of meeting cultures from east, west, north, and south. I'm not an expert in that, but at the same time, if you read a little bit about who was living here, who was passing by, it's very inspiring, and so the whole European culture actually started in these areas. So it's, for me as a musician who travels, who plays concerts, it's also very important to not to, let's say, lose the sight why I'm doing this, and why also many people are burning out. Many people say, I have enough of playing, enough of these problems, or I don't have enough energy to do it. But I think it's also very important to actually care about. It's like, if you don't eat, you will, let's say, after a few days, you will be very sick, and you will not have enough energy to carry on. But the same thing about what you think, or what you do. Also about musicians, people think about musicians or artists are kind of, they feel happy lives and all the time, on their happy side of the things. Not always, you are, sometimes you suffer, sometimes you really in a black hole. But that's what I'm saying. It's this also the side of spiritual awakening, and the spiritual powers of us, that's also kind of connects people the most, from different cultures, from different backgrounds. We are spiritual beings, and we need also some kind of so I mean, this with help with other people. I think with violin is it's a wonderful instrument. It has kind of very intimate instrument. You carry an instrument like this. You have the kind of very close. You're with the bow, with the strings, with the wood. You are really so close to the strings. So there's, let's say, no technology between me and the instrument.
Yeah.
It's kind of very close to the human voice with Avra. It's just that she's even closer to the. You cannot get closer than that, right? But this is maybe the closest you can get outside of your own body,
The
right?
instrument is inside me.
Inside, yeah,
I
always,
can-
always,
yes, always.
always with
I
you.
can carry it with me, always.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, actually, it's really pretty strange for me that I established this Blind Dog Records studio as a more or less blues rock place, and I'm really so happy that now we have the classic musicians sitting next to me, and I do love the classic music. So please, the question is to both of us, actually. Why do you believe, and I do believe, the classic music, it's still actual, and actually this is the root of everything.
Of course. it
So,
is
tell me your opinion, why do you believe we will succeed with the waves of Aphrodite?
I think you
Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna start?
Well,
Shall I drop the coin?
No, I think that I mean I think I would say more about music. Let's say
Everything
there's
depends on the classic music.
Everything, definitely.
Everything. From there, it is risen everything. You understand? If you know classic music, you can go on. You can learn all these things. Especially the Greek songs, I love very much. I think that they are risen from this classical music.
Yeah.
Especially Hagidakis songs. These Hagidakis.
And actually, this is the question of the egg and the chicken. Maybe the classic music.
Came from the songs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
But I think it's also I see this more or less as we are surrounded by sounds, right? Sounds are everywhere, and the birds are also excellent singers, musicians.
It's a compliment for you.
This is
Thank
the way music is a communication tool. We are communicating with each other. That's why we need music. That's why we the music did exist in even when you can. I saw it in a museum in New York, a flute that was 45,000 years old, made from a horn of an animal. So it in a way music was been around for forever. It's like also so. So this is something, and I maybe more judge more music like it's good music and bad music. There's like everything. It's like good food and bad food, And then I think that every music has, if it's jazz or rock or blues or any kind, reggae and
Everything
classical.
that it is performed right.
Yeah,
Is right.
Yeah, has some meaning and
Everything.
And if people are enjoying, and then of course there's some, but there are also different roots of music. This is. I see that it's a classical music. It is a music that comes from the church. The chant grégorien. The Baroque Renaissance. We coming from that. But there's this kind of there's kind of history in that. But at the same time, there's like this folk music. Like the music was, let's say, sang and dance in the popular culture everywhere, and then also people. So the music also existed. Nowadays a bit different. With the mass media, people are not maybe that inclined to sing at homes that often, and that's a bit sad. But even let's say in Poland or in the countries like we had a really folk music was very strong. Also here in what I've heard, in Cyprus, Greece, and in this area, so people are singing their songs about their lives, about their sorrows and happiness.
Yeah.
So I think and also in there's this kind of project that it's even a name for this kind of projects now in the world. It's called crossover projects. So you are not only like focus on one, let's say, one genre of the music, but you are, you are combining different music from different cultures and from different centuries. Let's say 2 days ago on Sunday I played a concert in one of my festivals in Poland, and then we had musicians singing from Handel, Bach to popular music, even to really the whole spectrum of music. So but starting, let's say, from classical more, and then kind of that has some side, some feelings a bit different in you, and then going into something that has also a different waves. That's what we talk about, waves. The waves of everything. Everything is a wave. So I like when I the waves. Let's say even when my string is.
Okay. We go to the end. Yes.
Yes. Привет.
Привет.
Okay. Let's go to.
Yeah,
To
okay.
the end. The end will be it's you that you should.
Yeah,
should-
okay.
should,
So I'm really happy to see such a beautiful and talented people next to me at the Blind Dog studio, and I'm gonna wish you all the best with the project. I do believe this will be something fantastic and new, amazing era of the mix of genres of classical music, classical approach, and some modern ideas. Thank you very much for
Thank
the
you.
interview.
Thank you.
And actually, it's time for the recording.
Yes.
So rehearse yourself. Get ready.
Maybe
Thank
you
you.
tell me something.
Thank you.
Say something about me.
So finally, Mr. Bolo joined
Hello.
joined
Hello.
the video team, and Bolo, say something about the project, because as a composer and let's say the biggest brain of the studio, I do know that you spent hours and hours for the arrangement, for the compositions and so on. How this crazy idea came to your brain?
Depends of weather. So I have a permanent contact with all performers, and we analyze what I did, let's say night before. Then I never sleep, just 6, 7 maybe I start sleep, then wake up, because there's a lot of micro details to correct. I'm, let's say, from my born side, when I was born, is a perfectionist, like, I don't know, from my grandfather maybe it came. So it costs a lot of time. Truth, there is no special help except you, Mr. Dimitri.
Okay, thank you very
And
much.
we asked many musicians to join to the project. Unfortunately, I don't know how to interpret these answers, but there's 0 answers. So we are alone on the small boat, but I believe we go to big ocean.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
So I wish you all the best. We are keeping fingers crossed,
Yes.
and the project will take off very soon.
Yes.
We're going to record it, and I do believe we will play it live
soon.
soon.
So, thank you very much.
And
Thank
Carnegie Hall as well.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.